In the name of God, the Almighty and Eternal Lord, class number 8 of Emotional Intelligence 1000. In the previous class, we explained that emotional intelligence is a personal skill. It is also a communicative social skill, meaning it is a skill in behavior with others. What does that mean? Through emotional intelligence, we can better understand others and better understand the situation that others are in. When a person is suffering, we will understand well what is happening to them and how we can help. We are going to be an understanding person. We are going to be a very pleasant person for others. We are going to become a likable person, an influential person, a person with character. Why? Because emotional intelligence as a personal skill works by understanding well, deeply comprehending our emotions, our feelings, passions, desires, ambitions. It will understand and analyze well the causes of these emotions. 2001. Then you will advance and develop that emotional intelligence, and afterwards you will be able to control it because you will already know well how my emotional state works. The same happens with others. You will understand your wife better when she is angry. What things provoke her? 1000. What things can bring her joy, surprise, and well-being, and how to make her feel happy. So, when you develop that skill, you bring happiness to your life. The children will be happy having such a compassionate father, a father who always understands them well, a father who listens to them attentively. Why? Because he understands, by analyzing well, that now my son needs attention from his father. So, by giving that attention, it will bring joy. And that state, this feeling of being happy in life. You are going to be a good work companion, a good boss, a good employee, because now a good employee is someone who understands well what state their boss is in. If my boss has suffered a failure, then I help him get out of that failure. And he is very disappointed. Why? He has lost this business. He has lost this. So, he is going to help. Generally, people will look for a secretary who is very, we can say, intelligent. More than intelligent, in a state of intelligence, who is a person with developed emotional intelligence skills. Look, brothers, an example. Are you going to enter a store? Yes. What do you expect from the saleswoman? For example, the girl who is selling clothes. How do you expect her to behave, to treat you? You say, I demand that she greet me with a smile, answer all my questions, and show me the varieties of clothes that I want to check out. She doesn't lend me this. So I'm going to try one after another there. 2001, and she does not get tired and treats me with a lot of respect. That requires her to be able to control her emotions. For example, she hates Arab men like you. I am not Arab, so she hates an Arab man like you. You Arab, fat, like that with white tonic. You enter her store. She hates. If she does not have developed emotional intelligence, indeed, that hatred will dominate her. When you start to ask, I do not respond, because hatred will turn into a decision. 1. Behavior. When you are already received with hatred, you are responded to harshly with rudeness and poor service. Then you say, I am not going to shop at that store anymore. It is a foolish or a foolish racist. so you will not buy from that store. For example, a man who is a salesperson, when he meets a girl, since the man is interested in her, he does everything possible to help her, and she understands it. Women understand when a man is interested, and men understand when a woman is interested. This will reduce professional ability, meaning that when your behaviors are affected by your emotional state, by love, by hate, or by your fatigue, it will decrease your chances of succeeding in your work. You are a doctor, and if you don't like, for example, a person with blue eyes, then you don't attend to clients who have blue eyes. They leave your clinic very angry because they say you are a racist. You, for being dark-skinned, I don't know, for being a mix, for being Arab, hate another race, oh, I am racist, then you lose many opportunities. If we want to give examples, there are thousands. It means that in the relationships we have among human beings, if we let emotions make the decisions, if emotions inscribe us, describe how we should decide, if we make effective decisions, decisions provoked by emotions, then we are doomed to failure. But a good director, a good salesperson, can already control themselves, their emotions. They always maintain a smile, not a hypocritical one. No. If this is a smile from the hypocrites who smilingly say, "Cursed be, good, bye, quickly, go, cursed," you will see, and you are going to understand that it is a smile of hypocrites. You are not going to like it, right? So look, we can say that the main factor of success is when you can develop your emotional intelligence skill in such a way that you control your emotional state so that it does not affect your relationships. A simple example. One of the things that psychologists explain in emotional intelligence is understanding the circumstances that a person is in. For instance, I will understand that you have arrived home tired and very worried, and you have failed in this, and that. Since you are in a bad physical state, a bad mood, and a bad state of thought, 3 negative states. Now you are not a receptive person. This is not the best time to discuss things with you. Look, let's go to the real world. When do fights happen? When the man gets home, he is very tired. Maybe he has had a difficult day. Perhaps he has had many problems at work. His mind is still on work. He arrives home, and the moment he walks in, the woman starts to complain. This means that the woman thinks, well, my husband was not with me. Now I demand that he attend to me emotionally. So emotionally, she requires attention from her husband. So she, to show that she wants his attention, starts talking about the things that are missing. That is going to be a complaint. It means that women's complaints often stem from an emotional need. In order to receive attention from her husband, to receive physical attention, emotional attention, and attention in words, she starts to complain, saying, look, my love, look, darling, I am going through a very tough time. The kids are bothering me. We have no meat in the fridge. Today we are going through this to receive her husband with affection and love. But what happens is the opposite. What happens? The man who arrives home tired is not in the best emotional state because he arrives tired. If both have less developed emotional intelligence, or rather the emotions that decide. He arrives tired and she starts to complain, then we will have a very strong fight. So that joke you have heard about a woman going to the doctor, asking for a prescription, no, to a psychologist, family practice. Then she said that every time her husband comes home, they always fight. So the doctor, the psychologist told her, look ma'am, when your husband arrives home, go brush your teeth and wash your mouth very well. A week passed, 2 weeks passed, and there were no more fights. So she came to him and she told me the truth. I don't understand. What does brushing my teeth or drinking water have to do with not having a fight with my husband? Look, ma'am, when you stay quiet the moment your husband enters, you don't have problems. The problem is that the moment he arrives home tired, it is not the time to complain. Shut up, period. You save your life. Another example tells of a man who followed the taboo of his wife beneath her coffin. Everyone was down crying, but the man was laughing heartily. Ha ha ha. One said, look, Lord, it is true that for each person who goes through this, the death of their wife brings them a lot of joy, but you should not express your joy. Just be quiet, it's ugly. And he said, the truth is, I can't control myself. Why can't you control yourself? I lived with her for 30 years. It's the first time that we went out shoulder to shoulder and she didn't complain. It's the first time she hasn't complained. So look, brothers, for example, let's put ourselves in a woman's shoes. A woman says, let's see, use intellect to control emotions. 2001. She says, I am a young girl. I demand that my husband loves me. Ready. Do we agree? Come on. That is your purpose. You need loving attention from your husband. Fine. But let's see how to execute it. How to carry it out. Is okay. But how to achieve it through complaints won't get us to any agreement. You won't lose anything. Look, now I'm going to give you an example. Your husband arrives home and you let your emotions take control. They manage you. So you too, as a woman who has taken care of children and has suffered quite a bit, have had to go shopping, didn't have enough money, lacked this, and today faced that problem, had to argue with the landlord or had to fight with a neighbor, etc. A lot of things can happen. For example, the child has had such a problem at school, so she has 10 issues to bring up with her husband. But on the other hand, she also needs the loving, affectionate, and caring attention of her husband. So we say, look, before letting emotions decide for you, 2001, let intellect decide how to control emotions. Limit emotions to achieve your goals. You want their problems to be solved. Ready. You want your husband to pay attention to you? Fine, no problem. But think about it. If he arrives home at the most inconvenient moment possible, you start to complain. What would the man's reaction be? And what would it be? Horrible. Perhaps the man will be very impulsive. Maybe he will get irritated. He will get angry. They will shout at each other. They will fight. And the problems will continue without a solution, and she will suffer. So it is not the most intelligent thing to start complaining or fighting when the man is not willing. But let's talk. Let's change the scene. He comes home from work, tired. You greet him with very nice words of affection. You offer him, for example, a juice. I don't know. You receive the food. You take care of everything. And you spend some time with your husband, attending to what he needs, letting him rest. And now, in the afternoon when the man wakes up, imagine the man from Poriano, let's suppose, he goes to sleep, he is going to wake up. Now physically, the man is well. Because you have taken care of him, he has eaten, why? And he has rested. Emotionally, he has distanced himself a bit from his work, from his worries. We can say negative emotions. Now the man is more willing to listen. So, how do we set the scene for the man to listen to us? Once you are going to present only the flaws on a plate, look at my life. With you we have those problems like the flaws of life. You must correct these. That economic part, that emotional part, that part, I don't know, of relationship, that part, you know. Only when you are going to present only the flaws do you become like a machine gun. 2001. So what do you demand? If this man is also like you, meaning without using emotional intelligence, then he will take a defensive stance. When you are going to attack him with your machine gun of carquejas, he will still resist. So the first case you need to know is to remove the resistance from your husband. That is emotional intelligence. Does it mean how to act to remove resistance from my husband, to help him make the decision that I want? That is called managing the emotions of others. How can I motivate my husband? As a wife, does the wife ask how she can manage her husband? Let him decide what she wants. That is the most important thing. So, here, the psychologists say, here comes the hamburger law. What does the hamburger law mean? The hamburger law states that when you want to present a flaw, the flaw is like the meat in a hamburger. In a hamburger, you will put a large bun, and there you add, for example, I don't know, lettuce, you add, I don't know, tomato, you add sauce, you add this, and at the bottom you will put, for example, the sausage, the sauce, no, the halal sauce. You will buy the halal slaughtered meat here. So you are going to put the meat, but it should be very thin, in the middle of everything. They say that's how you should serve the flaws. If you want the man to correct himself, start by saying positive things, 10 positive things, and at the end, like that piece of meat you put in, you add that flaw. Look, darling, the truth is that I love you very much. You are the best, ta, 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 ta. All the lies you want to tell. Even if you don't believe them, it doesn't matter. Women do not believe in the advantages of men. It doesn't matter, even if you don't believe it, start speaking well of your husband. This way you will prepare him, meaning you will remove the resistance. And in the background it says, but, love. And look, that but already starts the part of the hamburger meat. Now is the time to provide better education for our child. Otherwise, tomorrow our child will be gay. If we do not attend to them with so many complexes of inferiority, mistreatment, rapes, violence, if we leave them to the trash of television or the trash of education presented in the media, or if we leave them with a tablet to watch all the trash on YouTube, so how would your child's education be? Do you leave them with video games? Horrible, worse. Then you start to talk, but with a lot of affection, like this, thinning out. The part of the meat, thinning out. The part of the flaw. And then you are going to complete it again with bread. It will be a hamburger again. After that, without attacking him, without destroying him, you start to compliment him with other good things about him. But the truth is, you are always better. You know how to decide. I believe and trust in your decisions because you have always made the best decisions with a brave man. Start speaking well of your man again. This is called the hamburger rule. It is a way of controlling the emotions of others. It is a way of managing others by removing resistance. It is a tiny part of emotional intelligence in controlling others. Emotional intelligence helps us better understand the situation others are in. It helps us listen to others more effectively because you need to discover how they are. Look at why one of the important words is when we go to greet, hello, how are you? How are you means I care about your state. I care about listening to how you are. And do we always have to say I'm fine or I'm not? Then you listen. If a person who has emotional intelligence says how they are, do they listen to how their dear brother is? Tell me how you are. He starts to listen to him, and that person is going to unload the son who comes back from school. His dad says, my son, come in. How are you? Tell me what happened to you at school. You are going to listen. You listen voluntarily, or rather, with attention. You pay attention to others, and they will open up. When you are going to listen to everything, then you can better analyze the state that others are in. When you analyze it well, then you can decide how to act. That is, you act intelligently, not emotionally. These people are going to become great leaders. If you are a boss, you will be a friendly boss. Everyone loves you for being a man who has developed his emotional intelligence. If you are a mother, you will be a very loving mother, a mother full of affection who has helped others to develop. The truth is, if we want to say the main factor of success is having the emotional intelligence to be resilient. Are we going to complete this topic tomorrow? How we can control our emotions? How can we develop emotional intelligence in relation to ourselves and in our relationships with others? Are we going to continue in the morning? Are you going to Salomon Alicornio? 1009 to vote, please.